Yeah, the best games is like win or lose is whatever, but it's like a game that maybe you think you could have carried, or maybe you were lost after getting an early lead, or you know what I mean? Like a type of game where like you feel like you didn't really know what to do to win, if that makes sense.
Okay. Uh, okay, I think I have one.
Right?
Okay, we're gonna want to replay.
Yeah, I'll watch the replay.
I
And
can. Oh, okay, you want to
yeah,
do
I'm
it?
on your profile already. I just logged into US.
Okay.
So just tell me what your score was in the game.
Was against Shako, and I ended up 13, 6, and 11, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
13, 6.
It was a solo duo game.
Um yeah, let me see. 3 days ago. Wait, can you I can't find it on your.
On my OPGG. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
You might have played too many games for me to see it.
On the replay thing. Um. Okay.
Yeah, like, cause I'm just going through your match history on the client.
Ah, it has to be okay. One of them. Oh, okay, okay, got it.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, I didn't know that. Maybe then, uh, with the one where I went 8, 8, and 11. I don't really remember if I got an early lead on that one.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's solo duo or if it's like
No, it doesn't
you
matter.
can
Like
take
if
flashback.
flex is fine. If
Okay.
you want
Um.
to, do you want to do a different one, or do you want to do this one?
Now we can do the 8, 8, 11. I
Okay.
think. Yep.
Yeah, we'll just start off with that one. All right. I'll just share my screen. Go. All right. Do you see it?
Yeah, yeah, I can see it.
All right. Let's see here. All right. Do you remember where you passed this game?
Uh, I was path up. Yeah, I usually always path up.
Really?
Yeah, I know I should be watching out for lane prio and bot and top lane, but I don't really like ganking bot lane because I feel like the ganks get turned on me, especially early. I feel like the ganks get turned on me a lot more than if I
Mm.
can top or mid lane. Uh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's my reasoning behind it, and also a better leash.
Yeah. Um. Usually, I mean, I think you should get used to not getting a leash. 'Cause like for example, when I play, I never ask for a leash, just because I would prefer my teammates start in lane. Sometimes they can, they can get a small advantage of it,
Mm-hmm.
but you know, you just have to you get comfortable with it. But this
Okay.
game, I mean, you also yeah, but you should try to think more about the lanes and stuff. But this game, I can understand this game though, because you have Nyla, which is like she's so short range against Ashe Nico. So they're probably gonna be under their tower. So I'd be scared of Nocturne like invading or something. So I think pathing top here is fine.
Okay.
A lot of times when you're playing Lilia, you have to think like if you're pathing bot this game, you have to think like can they can they like push in the tower then walk into my jungle? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know how
Okay.
often people do it in plat, but
No, not really even. Uh, I was in
yeah,
Emerald not too long ago. I
right.
I even got Emerald 10 and I climbed down a few like.
Yeah,
a few days ago, and no one really did that
yeah,
usually. But I noticed on your videos they sometimes do, and they like to harass a lot.
yeah. People would try to punish you if you pick like a farming champion a lot of times. But yeah, and also another thing, I like to start on Lilia if I'm like, if I were you, if I was playing in like lower ranks, I would probably just start like Raptors every game. Um,
Okay.
I think that's just like it's just fast, because then your Raptors spawn really fast. And you can do it again and stuff. All right, let's look at your clear here. And if you go back, hold on, let me see. So you see that I don't know if you look at this a lot, but since you know your bot lane leashed and their bot
Mhm.
lane is walking in at the same time, that means
Mhm.
they probably leashed as well.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I usually do like that. See
Yeah,
where the opposite jungler started.
yeah. So you should already know that he's gonna be on the same camps as you.
Mhm. And I know that I probably cannot fight him on the.
Yeah, Nocturne is hard because especially when they go lethal tempo,
Yeah.
you never wanna meet him in the early clear. So yeah, this is good. Oh yeah, it's okay, bro.
Yeah.
I do that too.
Sometimes I try to do these wacky things because I think, okay, maybe I can just do the both of them,
Yeah,
especially early, but then I end up fucking shit up.
nah, I like it. I like that you're trying to do it. I mess it up a lot too, so it's okay. Um, yeah. So once we get here, we look. Um, at this point, if I was you, I'd probably not go for the crab. I don't know if you do or not, but the reason is because if you were to fight this guy on the crab, like remember you lose 1v1,
Yeah, for
and
sure.
you know that, and you know he's you know he's on the crab because he pathed the same way as you.
Mhm.
And if you do fight him, this guy will move, right? And this guy will
Yeah.
move, and this guy can't move before him. Like
Yeah.
Syndra's blocking him
He's
from
not
this,
doing that.
and this guy's not even
Mhm.
here. So I would probably just instantly recall. Like you could maybe look for a gank.
Yeah, I think that's what I ended up doing.
Yeah,
I decided not to go down, obviously, because of Nocturne.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
saw the wave was pushing.
That's good. Usually I don't like to start with my E like that. I like to get closer to them. Cause do you know like,
Yeah.
let me explain to you like, if you walked up to him with your red buff and auto attacked him, right? And then you're in his face. See how much easier would it be to hit your E,
Yeah, a lot
right?
more. Yeah. Because he doesn't even have flash, so it's not like he can
Yeah, exactly.
approach it. Yeah.
That's just
Mhm.
a small thing. Like, and I noticed most Lilias, they always like, every time I coach people, they always start with their E as like a try to do like a long range thing. But we should insta recall here. Um,
Uh, yeah,
this is
I have
very
a bad
bad.
habit.
Yeah, this is you should think about this. After you do your first clear, right? You're either gonna do
Mhm.
the crab, or you're gonna recall, or you're gonna gank. There's three options,
Okay.
right? Once you've
Mhm.
done one of those three, you can't do like another thing. That makes sense.
Okay.
Especially
Yeah.
this early when you haven't even spent your first gold, like you have no items. You
Mhm.
never want to make two plays in a row at this point in the game, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
staying here on the map and not recalling and going to your grump is you making like a play, right? Because you're hoping that something will happen or something. I don't
Mhm.
know what you're doing right now. You're looking for a regank, which is like maybe
Yeah.
it works. Okay, it does work. Um, but I don't think like generally I would not have gone for that. And but you know you got the regank, like that's good. Sometimes the enemy top laner will int like that. You should insta recall in this bush.
Yeah.
Does that make
Okay. That
sense?
makes. Mhm.
I don't know
I
if
don't
you're
really remember why I put it down
yeah.
right now.
Let's
Uh.
let's let's watch it from our perspective more. Um, this is good though. This is fine though because if you didn't realize that he did this crab, the instant you see it, you should recall. So that like
Mhm.
maybe you weren't fully you didn't know for sure if he took it or not. So that's fine. Let me buy Blast one. That's good. Okay. I mean, this is honestly not bad. This is bad though. You should do your Grump first.
Okay.
Do you know why?
Cause yeah, so I don't go Grump and then go back to Wolves, and
Yeah, well,
that
like,
yeah.
yeah, because you're gonna do wolves and you're gonna do your grump, and then like you would have to walk all the way from your grump to your raptors, when you could just do
Mhm.
like you just do a straight line.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love like Lilia through the walls, so
Yeah.
I just have like a bad habit of
Okay.
doing that. And yeah,
Okay.
I
So
saw Botlin was fighting, and that I just
yeah,
thought I can
no,
make
that's
anything
very
fun.
good. That was actually a really good play by you. Skipping a camp to react to a gank is a lot of times very good.
Yeah, I was kind of afraid because again it's Nocturne, but yeah,
No,
I just
he's
thought
yeah.
maybe if I
No,
would
that
get
was
an
very good. That was
early.
very good. So hopefully you go to our grump this time.
I think so. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, we're saved. All right, that was good. Now all we want to do now is like we're chilling. We got 2 assists. We just want to full clear and
hmm
keep scaling. This camera keeps moving. Okay. So yeah, now we do a Raptors. This is that point in the game where an enemy jungler sometimes they do dragon here, but when you're playing Lilia, you just have to be okay with it.
Yeah, yeah. I usually always ignore first
Yeah.
dragon unless I'm really sure I can do that.
Yeah, unless it's really free, like you know what I mean. Your bot lane is super ahead. Like your bot lane is ahead.
hmm
So now I guess since you are back here, I would have maybe reset. I think you should get in the habit of. I think this here, after doing these camps, right? It's better, even though you might not have a ton of gold. It's better to recall here and get like your like Dark Seal or Amplifying Tome than it is to
hmm
walk all the way over here. Because like if you recall and walk here, you maybe are a few seconds slower, but
Okay,
then
that
you have
makes sense.
much more. You have more like power, so maybe you
Yeah,
could fight the dragon here with more items.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know? It's like
hmm
if you think about it, if you recalled and then you did this blue, you'd be very close to level 6. You might even hit level 6 off the blue buff, and then you're as strong as possible at that moment to do like
Yeah,
to
for
to make
sure.
a play. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, and how important do you think um, Dark Seal is? Because I usually, for me,
Um,
it's like a cursed item. I mean, it's ever since like sort of the occult type thing, you know.
yeah, I
Uh,
would I would I
like I
built
buy it and it goes on hill.
I buy Dark Seal if I can afford it on my first like 2 or 3 recalls, I always buy it. And what I mean by that is like for example, you recalled you probably had like 850 gold. I would buy Blasting Wand, right? But then if I
hmm
recalled again and I had like 800 gold again, I would buy an Amplifying Tome and a Dark Seal.
Okay.
I always try
Okay.
to fit
No
it
good.
in, but I think Blasting Wand is worth getting.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
um, but yeah, this. Let's see.
Yeah.
Let's go back a little bit. But yeah, so here, hmm, I guess I can see why you. I think the second you see Nocturne, you should just be backing off probably. But I guess there's no camps up, so it's whatever. But
I'll try to see if I could get close enough to Ash. I think.
yeah, it's why. By the way,
But
what I do when I play Lilia is I never get the red trinket this early because I would want to. If I were you, I would want to put a yellow ward right here.
okay.
And
So I know if I can start the Herald.
so the reason you put a yellow ward here is because then you can just go to your Gromp, full clear all the way up here, and
hmm
if the Nocturne starts Dragon and you think you can fight him, then you can still be doing your camps, but then the second he starts it, you can skip your camps and go fight him, right? But but
Okay. Yeah.
but if he doesn't start it, then you get a full clear for free. You know what I mean? And
hmm
then I like to drop my pink wards over this wall and keep the
Yeah.
pink ward on Herald so that I can do the same thing.
Okay. hmm
So
That makes
I like putting wards on the objectives early. It's like
okay.
at this point, because you're about to hit level 6, maybe you can fight the dragon. Also, you should try to avoid doing this because
Uh,
they nerfed XP that you get from minions. So you don't
yeah, I
actually
heard that.
yes. So it's a lot better for you to just be doing like you could have already been on your wolves by now.
Mm-hmm.
So you're wasting a little bit of time by catching that wave.
Okay.
I don't catch waves anymore. It used to be very good, but it's not good anymore.
Okay. Like, how big of a wave should I be catching? Like one,
I
maybe
mean, if you
one
have
and a half.
if you have no camps up, you can catch the wave, and then after 14 minutes, you can catch the waves.
Okay. Okay. So after 14 minutes, then I can catch them.
Yeah,
Okay.
but before that, it's like it's very. If your camps are up, right, you should always pick your camps.
Mm-hmm.
So here, I like this is fine. I don't mind doing this crab. In here,
Yeah.
I would maybe because you got the crab, I'd maybe drop like a pink ward here maybe. Like you
Okay.
have this pink ward, but you're not using it. Like I don't know. Do you know good like spots for pink wards? It's like here, all the way to the right in this bush
Okay.
is very good. If you don't put it all the way to the right, you won't see people if they walk right here. So
Ah.
you always
Okay.
put it right here, and then you put like you could put one here, and sometimes you could put one here.
Okay. In the edge of the bush.
Yeah. So that's if you have
Okay.
control, like if you're because your Olaf is pushed in and your Morgana is fine,
Mm-hmm.
you can put it into their jungle. But like if your Olaf was here and you couldn't walk into river, I would just put it over the wall on the Herald, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, this is fine. One again though, I would have done Raptors first here. You're catching another wave.
Yeah.
Um, this wave is fine to catch because you just get the cannon gold. Sometimes like, and also like because your Raptors are right there, you don't actually lose that much time. That's fine. If you get a cannon minion, like sometimes you're happy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay.
see, did we see Nocturne somewhere?
Yeah, he was top.
Oh yeah. Your Morgana is not here.
Yeah.
Hmm. I think walking into Syndra is pretty scary. I would probably just give this. But, well, she shielded herself. Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
I don't think we got it though. Yeah, but I saw that I could ult them off. Oh, we did. Yeah, but I saw that we could ult them off. We
Yeah,
did. I could. My smites are not the best,
that's
but
fine. That doesn't
at least
matter.
they don't get it, I guess.
Yeah, no, that was good. I was a little scared because, like, usually I'm scared of walking into Syndra, like, early game
Yeah.
when she has ult, but she didn't use her ult, so I don't know. That was good flash. I
Yeah.
like that. That was a good flash
Yeah.
combo. But here, okay, yeah, good that you reset. I maybe would have reset like without doing the red buff,
Before.
just because all this
Mm.
stuff is spawning.
Yeah,
But
so I could just do it.
we
Yeah,
have
my thought process here was just that the Drake was up, so I just thought maybe I'll just clear red before I clear since I'm going for Drake.
yeah,
So I get the maximum uh available. But
yeah,
I mean, in my items, I don't really think it was worth it.
yeah. Here, you should just run straight to your bot side camps,
Oh,
right?
then I didn't go for, I didn't even go dragon. Yeah.
Yeah. Like
Yeah. No.
you understand how this is really bad?
Yeah. Mhm. Mhm.
I'll tell you
For
like
sure.
even if this gank works and it doesn't look like it's going to, the second that he sees this, like the Nocturne should see you here. He should be like pinging on the way to dragon. Well, I
Yeah.
guess you're lucky. Okay, you're lucky here because your bot lane and your mid are like this pink ward is here and your bot lane is pushing, so like you're kind of lucky. But you definitely should
Mhm.
just be yeah. But now that you see the enemy Ash was like pinging assist on the dragon because oh yeah he's doing it. You can literally see
Mhm.
it. So yeah, that was a bit of a throw. I think once you have demonic, you should be showing up to every like okay, so you have a demonic very early this game. You should be showing up to every objective instantly. I think,
Okay.
right? That this is when you're
Yeah.
this like this is when you're really strong. So we probably could have gotten this dragon if we just ran straight bot.
Okay.
And also,
Okay.
if we go back, like let's just look. You need to start like you need to really when you're here like so after your recall, you need to start making decisions about like okay, you have to have a plan coming out of base what you're gonna do, right? So
Mhm.
so if you look at that map right now, what do you think the best plan for you is to do? You know,
Go Drake probably since it's so up.
like yeah, what I would do is it's not just go Drake, right? It's like your bot lane is fighting and they're kind of ahead, but it's like it's a little coin flip, right?
Mhm.
What I would do is I would run straight down here, right? And then
Yeah.
once I get right here, I would look bot lane. Okay, like can I gank and help them and then go to dragon, or can I just do my grump and then like do the scuttle and then maybe look for a
Okay.
gank again and then do dragon? You know what I mean? You have to like set up the dragon. Oh, but it actually looks like they just get these kills. So now I would be see I would still be walking down here. I'd be like, okay, my bot lane killed them. I could just start the dragon for free.
Mhm.
And then after the dragon spawns, you do the scuttle, and then you do all three of these camps, and then your raptors will be spawned, and then you can do the krugs, and you'll get a free full clear after doing dragon for free, and
Okay.
you see how far ahead you would be if you did that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
26 cam.
instead
24. Okay.
you go for a so if you okay let me I'll frame it like this. Remember when you were fighting Herald, just like right before you recalled?
Mhm.
You double killed them, which was really good, right?
Yeah.
But that's one play, right?
Yeah. Right.
So every time you make a play, your camps are
Gotta do.
usually about to spawn, right?
Mhm.
Because it takes some time to make a play. And then you go to your red, and then you recall, and then you should be coming out of base. You should be like, wow, I have a lot of camps up. Like I should be, I should think about like, wanting to clear
Yeah.
my camps as fast as possible. So going for a
Okay.
gank straight out of base means that your camps are going to be spawned for that much longer and not being cleared. Which like,
Okay.
you know,
And
but yeah.
then yeah, eventually lose out because they lose on XP.
Yeah, yeah. XP is I've said this before, like I'm pretty sure one level of XP is worth 600 gold. So you
Yeah.
should XP is broken.
Mhm.
But yeah, so they get dragon, go for a play here. This is fine. That's a little bit tough. That's
Yeah, I
okay.
was hoping
Yeah.
that would kill, but
Yeah. But that's another thing, like um it's like right here, remember? We were talking about so you went for this gank and you did your Krugs and you do your Raptors and after only doing two camps, you look for like another gank type of or like a play, you
Mhm.
know? So you have to balance farming and fighting a little bit more, especially on Lilia. Because on Lilia you want to be farming most of the time. You would have killed Syndra
Okay.
though. Your karma Mr. Q, but that's okay. But like,
But yeah, I mean, I usually don't fight a lot if I see that. Obviously, if I see that I'm losing, but if I see that I'm winning, I try to have an impact like earlier on the game. Because I
uh,
think, I mean, if I've won before, then I probably like do it now, you know?
yeah. But think about this. If you're winning, right, you can
Mhm.
farm your camps even faster. And then, like what I do when I'm very far ahead, I'll clear all of my camps and then I'll walk into your camps. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Mhm.
when you're really far ahead on Lilia, I would try to take the enemy raptors on cooldown. You know, Just-
Okay.
that's what I do. And then if you show up on the raptors, I'll just fight you. But I don't go for ganks when enemy team is like full HP like in lane a lot. Unless it looks very free.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense, but
Mhm. It does. It does.
okay. Yeah, so now looking at this game, our Nyla is pushing, getting a free tier 2 tower. Like we should be happy.
Mhm.
You see the enemy team is making a play up here. So what do you think you should do right here?
Yeah, invade Nocturne's jungle.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's the only play. And now I could even push in mids
yeah,
because
yeah. What
since
I would do here, I would actually push mid first
okay.
because your Morgana went top, right? So nobody in the game is gonna catch this wave,
Mhm.
so you might as well take it. And it's 15 minutes now, so it's free XP. And then I
Yeah.
would invade his Raptors. But you actually do invade his Raptors, so that's pretty good. We might. Nah, it's better to just. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, that's good. But if you would have went to this like first, you would have you actually lost 3 melee minions
Mhm.
because you
And
went
I
to the
could have
Raptors
gotten that.
first.
Yeah.
And now we're. It looks like you're not sure like what to do for a second because you walked like back and forth.
Yeah, because I was probably thinking of going bot because of Ash, but then I remember like, it's Ash. I'm
Yeah,
probably not gonna catch up anyways.
yeah,
Uh, I think that's it. At least that's how I perceive things now.
right. Here, let me just pause real quick and do this minimap scale, and then I can show objective timers. Okay, so you see, okay, okay, you did cancel your recall. This is good. I was gonna tell you to, because you were recalling after doing your Raptors and leaving your Krugs up,
Mhm.
but you have time since it's only a minute until the Herald. You have time to do your Herald or do your Krugs. I would be recalling though. I would have recalled straight after doing these, even with a Nocturne ult. Because now what you should be wanting to do is spending all of your gold, right? Right before the Herald fight.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I have ult as well,
Yeah,
and I can fight that. Oh, I think
that's a very ambitious
it's
ult.
yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I just go for those.
Yeah, but you have to remember, like every time you do an ult like that and it doesn't work, you have to remember that
Yeah.
now you can't really fight the Herald, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Because you would want your ult. But I guess you see Nocturne bot. Now we're just in an awkward spot. But yeah, I would just farm. But you probably still have a ton of gold, so now I would be thinking, what do you think you should do right now after this red buff?
Go Vice probably. Nocturne was bot, but he
Yeah.
can easily show up.
And
His
then what?
ult will probably be back. Then go for Herald. Or maybe Drake, because how long is Drake gonna spawn? 55?
55. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe maybe Drake then. Because
Yeah.
I'm hoping my karma resets after this? No? And oh, my bot lane's pushed their
Yeah.
waves, their top side.
You you
Their,
would
their bot side out
yeah.
actually.
You would want your Karma to come in and your Morgana to reset.
Okay.
And
Then
how
we will
how do
go.
you think do you ever think
Okay.
about like how you could impact your team to do that?
What do you mean to make them rotate?
So like h- do you ever think like right now you know that you guys should recall for Dragon. Do you ever make sure that your team is doing that? Or do you think about that? That
No.
you
That they
could.
recall? No.
Yeah. So what I would do right now is I would be pinging like danger ping like I'd be pinging on the way like 6 times here and then I would type in the chat I would type like recall for dragon or something. Since
Okay.
since you're playing in a little bit like you're not playing in I think like once you play in like honestly until you get to high diamond people don't really understand this. So you
Yeah.
should if you make it a habit at like 1 minute 30 seconds or like 1 minute 30 seconds to 1 minute before the dragon spawns after the first dragon, right? So
Yeah.
every time the dragon spawns after the first dragon, you should be typing to your team like, let's recall for dragon, like, you know what I mean? Or like get ready for dragon, and then I would ping on the way like a bunch.
Mhm.
Like
I
I,
usually I do ping it like maybe like around 50 seconds before,
yeah,
but not. I don't say like recall or anything. I just like ping the dragon,
right,
and then it's just okay. Be there in 50 seconds.
yeah.
Yeah.
But if
That's
if you
that,
if you do that, what I'm telling you to do, right? And you
yeah.
and you recall yourself every time at this timer, you will on average win almost every single dragon fight. Do you know why?
Okay.
Because
Because my team will have more goals
your
in
yeah,
base.
your team will have more gold in their inventory,
Yeah.
right? And
Uh-huh.
every time you do this, and this is kind of what you can do that's really strong on jungle, is you're making your team think about the game and not autopiloting. Because most people will autopilot when they play the game. So if you do this small thing of reminding them and pinging a
Mm-hmm.
lot, you can influence them to think about the game. And when people are thinking about the
Okay.
game, that's when they win.
Okay. Yeah.
And I promise you, like the people you're playing against will not be like the enemy junglers will not be doing this. So you can always have some type of advantage. Even if you're behind, right? If you're behind like 2000 gold, if the enemy team has like 200 gold or like maybe like 400 gold in their inventory that they haven't spent, but you guys spent it, even if you're behind,
Then
you can make a comeback
yeah, we
by doing that.
yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah.
because we're even in both spends, so
Yeah, so I want you
going in
to
inventory
yeah,
doesn't count for stats.
that's one of the first things that
Oh,
I learned when I was like uh getting taught the game and it really helped me. So I would definitely recommend doing that.
okay. Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah, so you notice here, um, for some reason I don't have it binded, but how much gold do you think you have in your inventory? Let me see.
Oh, maybe 2.3K. I don't remember the last time I recall.
You have 1800 gold.
Okay, 1800.
You see how bad that is? Like,
Yeah, yeah. That's a full Leandries in my in base.
yeah.
Hmm. And like boots. Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't want to be at this dragon with all that gold in your inventory. If the
Hmm.
enemy team would fight you, like there's a chance you would lose. But it looks like your team is just doing like, you know, your team is just like your team is killing them, so you're lucky. But
Yeah.
you can still see what like the benefit of recalling
Hmm.
in case there was a fight. You know what I mean? Sometimes you don't. There's no fight. But if you get used to it, every time there is a
Well.
fight, you'll have an advantage,
Hmm.
right? So now we finally recall. Okay, and so now we're coming out of base again. And this is another thing that you should try to do every single time. Every time you're recalling, you should be thinking, okay, where am I going? Straight out of base.
Okay. Yeah.
Like,
Sometimes I autopilot
yeah.
for that. Yeah, for sure.
So you should be, like right now be thinking, okay, where do I need to go straight away, and what do I need to play
Oh,
for?
yeah. It's for the Herald.
Yeah. So where would you go
Okay.
first here?
Probably straight Herald. My smite's almost up, so I probably can make it in time. I also have ult, and my Olaf stopped pushing.
So what I would look at right now, I would look at this. The enemy team,
Okay.
they have control of mid lane.
Mhm.
After they shove this wave, they're gonna walk into this jungle and put wards down, right? Like
Yeah.
you have this Olaf here, that's whatever. But your
Mhm.
Nyla, who's 6 kills, right? She's over here. So
Yeah.
what I would do is I would go straight to my Krugs and farm
Okay.
because I have vision of the Herald. If they start it, then I will, ping my team to come. But I
Mhm.
don't want to start it without my team in position, right? So what you should be
Okay.
planning on doing, and this is what you do after like 15, 20 minutes when you want to set up an objective, right?
Mhm.
You can go to your, like, do your, for example, here, we'll do our Krugs, and then we do our Raptors, and then the next mid wave, you show up on the wave with your team and push it together. And then if you
Okay.
do that, then you guys can walk into the jungle and get your wards down and take control. Does that
Okay.
make sense? Like you wanna
Yeah. Yeah.
try to, make it a flowchart. So your Nyla is doing like the bronze thing of like walking to the side lane. Like AD carry should never walk to the side lane at this point in the game. Oh,
Mhm.
wait, but nothing matter. The Herald despawned, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But but the point is still there, right? Like that's how you set
Yeah,
up
because
objectives.
Baron's spawning anyway, and they could fight for it with our not living bot.
Yeah. Like so now, like if I saw Nyla buy, I'd be like, okay, let's just do like let's bait them into a fight. Because the Mundo could always TP. I probably would have waited with a sleep there.
Yeah, I've noticed sometimes my ults are really not the best. I can have
Y-
some pretty good ults where I
Yeah,
really can save my ult, and then, like, yeah,
yeah,
because I don't know, especially when Baron's up, uh,
right.
that because there's situations where ulting their jungler is good, but then there's somewhere it isn't because it has no impact. Like right here, we
Yeah.
wouldn't make Baron anyways because then
Well,
I was bot.
well. Also, do you know why your ult is bad here? Like besides like the Baron thing.
Oh, is Syndra not being a target?
So just
Because
just
he's
watch,
second one.
just watch. I'll show you.
Okay.
Just watch right here. So do you see what just happened to him? He
He's
got hit.
spell shielded.
He got hit by a Morgana Q. So he's
Ah.
rooted for like 2 seconds.
Uh-huh.
So I'm not in a rush to ult him, right? I would get another like
Yeah.
I would like maybe hit him with something else. But what I would do right here, I'd be like, okay, I have flash up. I'd be trying to Q flash and get a 3-man ult,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Because I'm pretty sure he's not gonna get out, even if you don't sleep him.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Karma's always also there with her W. Yeah, for sure. That makes sense.
You never wanna like you wanna make sure you're like pay attention to if they're stunned already and stuff like that, because you don't wanna use
Mm-hmm.
your sleep at the same time as they're stunned. What you wanna do is you wanna get your passive on them, and then if it looks like they're gonna get away after they're like after the stun's over, then you can ult.
Mm-hmm.
In the meantime, I would
Okay.
look for a better ult. You know what I mean? Try to get
Yeah,
more
yeah, yeah.
people.
Because they're CC'd anyways.
Yeah.
Okay. That
So
makes
yeah,
sense.
but yeah, this is good. After you win fights near the enemy jungle, it's always good to just take their camps.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
Oh, yeah. This is like, I think this is when the game starts going badly.
yeah, this is a very coin flip play,
Yeah.
and you should so you should. This is something that like it takes a while. I've definitely made mistakes like this a lot in the past. But if I was you and I looked at this, like you look at the map and it's like, okay, you don't see anyone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this lane is pushed into you. It's like realistically, where do you think the team would walk from their base to?
To Baron.
They would just walk to like either to mid or to Baron, because like
Yeah.
no people don't
They're gonna
walk.
walk.
Nobody's gonna walk over here. Like
Yeah.
maybe someone would
Yeah.
walk here, but like probably not, because people just usually just autopilot towards Baron or mid lane here.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no chance that this guy's by himself. So
Yeah. I didn't want to fight this because I really wanted back because I think I
yeah,
had gold in my pocket, but
you followed
I'm not.
the karma
I don't
pinged.
think. Yeah, I don't think I even thought about people being there.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I do realize I should have back
yeah. I mean, yeah, it's also bad for your
anyway.
tempo, like you said. Like you probably have a ton of gold. But the reason it's like that's another thing though. Like you stopped your recall because karma pinged, and what you have to remember is like if you are like not sure about a play and your teammate pings it, but you think it's risky, it is better to just not listen because if you're always finding yourself listening to your team, you're gonna end up
Hmm.
being stuck in that same elo because you're listening to players that are stuck in that elo. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, it
Because
does.
all their plays, since they're platinum players, every time they call a play, there's a 50% chance that it works because they're plat. That's how I like to think
Okay.
about it. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but like that's like I wouldn't trust a plat player. I would
Yeah, yeah,
trust
no, definitely.
myself.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think it's that's whatever. You probably lose Baron off that.
Yeah.
Um, that's okay. Like I mean, I think this game is still winnable. Yeah, I think you're playing pretty well. It's just like there's a few things where I think you're doing too much, you know, too much at the same time. Too many plays in a
Okay.
row. Less
Okay.
like, less like you have to be more structured and farming more.
Okay. I don't know.
That makes
I've
sense.
recently come into this theory that if it's chaotic down here, then I might just try and take advantage of it
Yeah.
and join the chaos. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
sure.
can feel
I mean,
how.
if I see a fight that I can clean up, I'll clean it up. But like,
Mhm.
also, if I see if there's a game that's very chaotic, I mean, I'll just use that time to take like I'll clear my jungle and then I'll clear some of their jungle, 'cause if they're doing something stupid, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
If they're wasting their time ganking over and over, and every time they gank, you get like 3 camps. Even if half of their ganks work, you'll still be ahead because you like all of you. Every time you clear camps, that's a successful play, right? But every time the enemy jungler
yeah,
ganks, like maybe it might succeed or it might not succeed. But a camp will always be successful, if that makes sense, because you're always
okay.
getting golden XP.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so let's look back here. So you look for a pick here. I think this is fine. If you think you can win, he looks like he's pretty strong.
Uh, yeah, he is. I don't think we end up winning here because I don't ult here
Yeah,
actually because I don't think it's worth it.
yeah,
None of us had anti-heal, so yeah, we
yeah.
die here.
You kind of recalling envision there.
Hmm.
You should have just ran to your like this bush or something. Um, let's see though. You're still strong, but
Yeah, definitely
the
lost
enemy team is also
the
strong.
the lead.
Yeah. Okay, here. Okay, here is where I would pull the trigger, and I would be so the second I saw Nocturne walk over this ward, I would be
Hmm.
pinging. I'd be pinging on my way 5 times, right? Because
Yeah.
you should know, right? Because these guys are pretty strong up here,
Hmm.
and Nocturne is here, and the only person with him is his support.
Yeah, I
So
thought really.
I would be pinging like, dude, this is so like bad for him to invade me here. Maybe we
Hmm.
can get some shutdowns. But I'm gonna guess that you're not gonna ping, you're just gonna fight him, which means that your Morgana is not gonna move, if that makes sense. You see, your Morgana is not gonna come. Even though I think you guys, your Nyla doesn't even realize, like, your teammates are blind and they're bad, so you kind of have to ping for them.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I don't know why I fought him there. I mean, I thought I was gonna win for sure, but
yeah, I
it's
think,
just not going.
I don't know, maybe you could have kited better, but like, I think the main thing is like, if your team knew what you were doing, like, they would have been there to help you.
Hmm.
Like, instead, you guys just separated doing some random shit. I don't, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
I think the game is over now. It's pretty hard for you guys to win. I don't know how this game goes on for so long. Um, do you want to keep going with this game, or do you want to like try? You want to watch like the early game of another game?
Um. Uh,
We have 17 minutes left. Do you want to look at something
yeah,
else?
we can. Yeah, we can maybe watch another early game.
'Cause I'm not sure what else I
Uh,
could tell you about this game. Like this just it's just hard to win now.
yeah, 'cause no, yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah,
I respect that. Yeah, I can choose another game. Let me go into
yeah,
my match history. Is it okay if it's not a Lilia game?
yeah. That's fine.
Can
I
you
play
do
a lot of champs.
can you do the Taliyah one? Where I go 8, 5, and 9. It's a ranked flex.
Yeah, yeah. We can do that one. Actually, Taliyah is one of my most played as well.
Oh, nice. Okay. I started learning her like a few months ago. It's really fun. It's a really
Yeah,
fun champ.
I like her
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
really love it.
Okay, so this game, like, I'll ask you again, like, where do you think,
Uh, yeah,
where do you
should be
think you should go?
bathing bot because they have two ranged laners.
Um,
This
yeah,
game specifically, yeah. I usually path up because I'm pre-made with my support and I know they're pretty aggressive Rel.
Right.
So usually I just bet top because I know they're gonna try and fight early, and they usually win. So yeah.
Yeah, I would like this game. I think it's as Talia, like you want a path towards the lane that can set up your combo, and like this
Hmm.
game, Shen and Rel can do it. So it's depends on who you think you can kill easier on the enemy team.
Okay.
And but I think pathing bot is always good. Like, it's never bad.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Yeah. And Taliyah has a really nice, easy start. Yeah.
yeah, and I think you said earlier that like you feel like every like most in solo queue when you path bot, that's you lose a lot of the fights.
Hmm.
And I
Hmm.
think you should start before you make a gank. You should start thinking about a few things. Like you should think, do we win 3v3? And like, is my team like low health? Like for example, if you path bot and your team has like half health and the enemy team is like full health, then if you gank, there's a chance that the bot lane might just beat you guys 2v3, or if the enemy jungler's there, you'll lose 3v3, like guaranteed.
Yeah.
So a
Yeah.
lot of times early game, I only gank bot lane if I'm if I can get behind them and my team is like full health and their team is full health, or if both of them are low health, then I'll also gank. Or if the enemy team is
Yeah.
like pushed into my tower,
Hmm.
and if they're pushed in with full health, like I'll maybe look for a gank. But if they're pushed in and they're low health, I'll always gank. Just think about like
Okay.
things like that. But a lot of times, if you gank a full health bot lane and the enemy jungler could be pathing bot, it's always risky to be the first jungler to gank. It's better to be the second. Like it's better to counter gank in that case.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense,
Okay.
but as you play, if you think
Uh,
about it, you should get used to it. Like
Actually, I thought it was the other way around because like you get to do more damage first, I guess.
yeah, well, it's for example like a lot of times when I play Brand or something like 'cause I play Brand jungle a lot right now.
Hmm.
If I'm like if I'm a lot of times I'll maybe sit in this bush right here and my bot lane is
Yeah.
fighting here. Then if the enemy jungler shows up here, I will just wait. And
Okay.
then and even if I'm like late, if I'm just coming from the river, um I like to see them go in and then my team knows that the jungler's coming, right?
Hmm.
Or like they start hitting him and then I come behind him and I stun him and combo him. That jungler, even though he went in first, like he wasn't ready for me to gank him, right? He thought he could just gank my team, so
Uh,
he's like he gets
okay.
aggressive, right?
Yeah.
Maybe like gets closer to our tower, and then I could just come and punish it.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
But there's like other champs, like there's champions like Nunu, if he ganks way before you, he might kill your bot lane. Like I think
Yeah.
if you're close to them when they gank, like if you're close to the lane, then counter ganking a lot of times is better. And champions like Taliyah is just like Brand, where you can punish ganks a lot too. Um,
Okay.
it's for Taliyah, it's good to show up a second because then you can just start hitting them from range with your spells. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But for example, if you were ganking first on Taliyah, like imagine if you ganked here and then a Xin Zhao came behind you and just comboed you, right? You already
Oh,
used your
yeah.
spells, you can't get away from him. If you flash, he'll just
Yeah.
flash after you. There's like
Hmm.
I don't know, there's a lot of interactions to think about.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not gonna
gotta
try to
think about
overwhelm you, but like um, I hope it makes sense at least a little bit.
it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. For sure. I mean, if you, especially if you're cornered, if you're with your bot lane, you can
Yeah,
one shot them if
yeah.
they're not ready.
But yeah, okay, unlucky.
Yeah.
It's all good.
I just cut my losses and smite there.
Yeah,
I usually
that's
never
fine.
smite. Uh, I always smite wolves if I start bot with Lilia.
Really,
Yeah.
um, you should probably smite blue buff every time. I guess on
Okay.
Talia it doesn't matter too much, but smiting wolves is not good. You should either smite blue or ground, but smiting blue normally on most champions is the best because then you unlock your second ability faster and you can usually cast it one extra time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Um,
Uh-huh. That's why I mentioned that on her video actually. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know, because I don't know, just smiting on wolves. I just did it once, and it felt good, I guess.
Right.
The clear went more smoothly on the wolves part. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think I have a Taliyah video, but if you would watch me clear, when I do when I do this camp, I walk to this bush first, and then I use my E, and then I let them all walk up to me, and then you can, if you walk in the middle of all of them, you can Q, and it'll hit all of them and one shot them.
Ah, okay.
So like here
Okay,
it's like a, I mean it's like it's just slightly faster. It doesn't really matter,
mm-hmm.
but
It looks smoother as well.
it's better. It matters more when you start red side because you're only level 2. But if you're level 3 in here, it doesn't really matter. But that's just a small thing. I don't think I have any Taliyah videos. People only watch the Lilia videos.
I mean, your Lil is pretty good. Your band too. I've played the Lil Red in
Oh
jungle,
yeah.
but yeah, I've been focusing more on the
Yeah.
Taliyah
Yeah.
and Lilia right now.
Yeah. I just like all the AP junglers. This is a very good gank. I mean, this guy's just
Yeah, he was trolling
he's pushed up.
basically.
Um, so here, okay, when I make a play like this, like you just gotta kill.
Yeah,
What I
I
would
should
do,
I should play
I
safe.
would I would base because
Mhm.
you probably have. I mean, I have to always have to bind it again. I'm sorry.
Nice, okay.
Let's just bind it here. Let's check your items or your gold. Boom, you could buy Lost Chapter right now.
Yeah.
So I would just recall and buy Lost Chapter, and then I would maybe walk mid or something. Like I would try to figure out on my way back where the Mumu is, and so you would have been recalled and you'd be walking back and you would see a Mumu gank mid here, and then that's when you know where he is. But
Yeah, then I can
you
go
did this
walk.
last game too. You're walking all the way down here, and at this point, actually maybe you can contest this, but no, I would probably give this crab. I would have realized like once I saw Mumu gank mid and then he walked straight by, I'd be like, okay, he's gonna get both crabs. That's fine. I should just instantly recall and do this.
Mhm.
And in this position, I'll show you right here. This is very, very broken, especially if you're duo with your bot lane. If you would have been recalled right here after this, you got your last chapter, you would come right here, and it's pretty much guaranteed that you'll get level 5 after doing your Gromp and your Wolves, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I guess you didn't get a Crab XP, but I would just recall. I'd run to my camps, do like probably do like these 3 camps, and then I would do Dragon because I'm so fed. And Taliyah
With
does Dragon
Taliyah?
really fast. Yeah, Taliyah does Dragon
Okay,
very fast.
okay. I usually feel like her early drakes are so hard to pull off.
Um, that's only because she does take a lot of damage, but and the thing is you have to think of it like you don't have to just run straight to Dragon. But yeah, you would hit level 5 off this. You would hit I
Mhm.
think you might have actually absorbed some mid XP, but oh sorry. But like I would try to hit level 5. Also, this gank right here, are you trying to dive them?
I think
Oh no.
my rally called in for the gang.
Okay.
I'm not. It
This
wasn't
is
this
a
one.
very bad
Previous
gank.
one was.
They're full health, right?
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
when you should pay attention to your XP. If I
Mhm.
saw my XP like this, I'd be like, okay, before I do anything, I want to hit level 5. Because
Yeah.
it's an immediate power spike. You know? It's like your last chapter, you're level 5, like, I'd be wanting to take this dragon.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense. It's not something that I usually do.
yeah. But the thing is, and
Just
the thing is,
before I
doing
like
dragon doesn't,
level up.
yeah, sorry, what's
No,
up?
I was just saying, just checking like my level, my XP,
Oh,
my
yeah.
max level. It's not something that I have a habit of doing.
Yeah,
Very rarely,
it's very
actually.
strong. But here,
Mhm.
catching this wave, catching this wave very bad, by the way. If you don't touch this wave, this cannon will only kill, or this tower will only kill this cannon, and your Twisted Fate will get all this XP.
Yeah.
Instead, you're gonna ruin his XP, I think. Actually,
I don't think I. Yeah, no,
okay,
I don't think I
okay,
did
not
the
not bad,
ruins.
not bad. Good job. I'm proud of you.
Thank
Um,
you.
but okay, but I'm gonna go back here. So what I mean by playing for dragon is not necessarily starting the dragon. You can start the dragon if your mid laner was pushed in and your bot lane was pushed in. But in this case,
Mhm.
after I hit level 5, because I'm playing Taliyah, Taliyah is very strong early game.
Okay.
I think she's very strong early game, especially if you're doing it with a rel.
Yeah,
So
I can see
I
that.
would go right here. I would ask my rel like, is this warded? Like, did you sweep it? Can you pink ward it? Because he has a pink ward. And I would sit in this
Hmm.
bush, and I would maybe try to look for a play with my bot lane. And if that play succeeds, then we can all walk into dragon together.
Okay.
That's what I would do. So on Talia, I'm more willing to skip camps than on Lilia. I think Lilia is just like Lilia needs to farm. She's
I actually felt the same way about Talia, that I the same way I feel about Lilia, that I just like cannot, you know, fight a lot early because I feel like I don't deal a lot of damage.
right. You can fight. I'm telling you, Talia is she's very good at fighting.
Okay.
But
Okay.
maybe not like she's maybe not good at fighting 2v2. Like you want to stay away from the enemy jungler a lot of times unless you have
Hmm.
a good CC. But you have very good CC this game. But for example,
Yeah.
if we look at these lanes, like I can tell you, like you probably never want to gank mid lane because if Amumu is mid at the same time as you, you'll never win because Aurelia is
Yeah.
so strong. But
Yeah. And she can do much that.
if you're bot lane, like when your rel does shit like this, and you W or like
Yeah.
EW, you know, and these guys get one
Yeah.
shot. If your
Hmm.
Shen goes in on this guy, he probably dies. But
Yeah.
this is another thing. You're looking for a gank again with Dragon up. I don't really like this. 'Cause, like, if I look at this, I'm like, okay, I probably can't kill this Trundle because he's full health and he has his ult. And this is a huge wave that's crashing. It's not like Trundle's gonna like dive your Shen. Your Shen is always just
Hmm.
gonna farm this wave.
Hmm.
So I would be wanting to get towards bot lane as fast as possible.
Okay.
I mean, maybe if he walks into you, you can kill him. Yeah. Oh, do you live? Okay, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Barely.
Yeah. I mean, he just walked into under your tower.
Yeah. No, this Stronger was not the brightest.
Yeah. All right. So you take your blue buff. It's fine.
Mm.
You notice how like, I mean, this Amumu is really not that good, but like every time you show top lane to do a play like that, when you have camps up on your other side, like a good jungler will always take some of your camps every time you do something like that.
Hmm.
So you have to keep that in mind. This is a very good gank though. See, this is what I'm talking about though. This is another like you should be looking at bot lane and you should be like assessing the situation of like can I gank? So here both laners are full health and these guys are pushed to the tower. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I'll look for a gank, right? Because they're out of position and your team can fight. I probably would not have ulted, but you know, no, it's that was a bit forced, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, I felt really safe because I actually thought we were gonna win that, but I also fumbled. I think I also fumbled my EW. Uh,
You did, but like you don't want to end up like you don't want to put
over there.
yourself here.
Yeah.
If I was this Ezreal, I'd be like, oh, bro, if I was Ezreal, I would ult you right now, and
Mhm.
then I would WEQ you. You know what I mean? You would get one shot. This Ezreal is not
Yeah.
very good. He should have instantly ulted you. Cause think about it. If Ezreal ults here, where are you gonna walk? There, no
Nowhere.
matter where you try to walk, you'll get hit by his ult.
Mhm.
So I like, and also this when I think you should stop doing this play is right here. When your Rel does this, see that? She just missed her thing. She has no flash. How are you guys ever gonna catch these guys? Like your MF has no CC. Like she's not in range to slow them. You would have to predict Ezreal's E to be able to kill them. Or
Yeah.
I guess you could go for Milio. That'd be your only play. Like I would have just I would have ran this way and maybe try to like combo the Milio,
Mhm.
or I would jump off right here.
Yeah, earlier. Yeah, that makes sense.
Um, it's
I
like
can
this
see
wall is not bad,
how
but
quick it is.
though yeah, I mean
Yeah,
you did
this
kind of
one.
fumble. You didn't get any of your damage off. That's fine. Yeah, I think okay. Here's my main takeaway. Okay,
Mhm.
focus on this. Think more about after like 5 minutes, right? After your first couple of like you can a lot of times after your first clear, you can gank to try to get a kill. But
Yeah.
after that, you should only gank if it's really free, right? And you should try to not think of plays as like, oh, I want to get a kill here. You should think of plays as like, can I gank them here to set up the dragon? Or can I gank here to set up the herald? You know?
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
because
that makes sense.
that's what I noticed what you do is a lot like both games you've ganked top lane when your dragon is alive and you have a strong bot lane.
Mhm.
Which
Yeah,
like
I did that on Taliyah for the same reason I do it on Lilia because I just thought the champion was weak and I wouldn't be able to fight project. That's yeah,
yeah,
that's kind of the reason. Yeah.
okay,
I usually I'm focused on objectives more than on ganking actually.
right, okay,
But yeah, I don't know. Some games if I get an early lead, then I'll focus more on ganking. But if I don't find that first play work, uh,
yeah,
or if I don't do a first play, if I just go for the scuttles, yeah, I'll just stay and farm and be more quiet.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I think farming is always good on Taliyah too because she does scale crazy.
Mhm.
But the thing is like
For sure.
you have to your ganks should really your gank should mean something. You should never be going to a game of League thinking like I'm just gonna try to get kills. You know what I mean? You'd be like,
Yeah.
how can I get objectives through the kills that I get? You know, they have to
Yeah. And
make sense.
yeah. And if a kill is presented to me, like if someone is overextending, then I
Yeah,
go there.
yeah. You only
Yeah.
get yeah. You if like this is how I think about it. If the enemy team wants to int and give me a free kill, like just like this kill right here, like this is
Yeah.
so nice because you didn't have to do anything for it. You were just farming. You know
Yeah.
what I
I
mean?
literally.
And then you just
Yeah.
like you do your full clear and you get a free kill. It's like, dude, nice. But like after that, when the objectives are spawned, like here, let's see when you're over here and you do your wolves. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Like right here, you're gonna get level 5 here. This is when
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, okay, what can I do to push my lead, right? Because at this point I'd be thinking I'm strong because I've lost chapter. Like
Yeah.
most games right here, I would choose like I wouldn't play through mid. My mid laner is dead. He's gonna walk back and catch this. Like it's
Mhm.
whatever. Like you walked here and you like last hit the cannon minion, which is like oh that's like 60 gold for you. But what I would have done, I would have killed these wolves and I would have ran straight here into this bush or into this bush. And then I'd be like, okay guys,
Okay.
let's make something happen, you know?
Yeah.
And you have to think, Taliyah is very strong early game if you hit your combo and if you
Mhm.
space correctly with your Qs. There's one thing that's very strong is like when you have your red buff up. You probably don't have it right now, but when you have red buff up early game, it's to like auto attack and then Q, and then it's a lot easier to hit your Qs because they're slowed. Or like auto attack and then
Okay.
EW,
Yeah, that makes sense.
because you always want to
So
try
I
to get
usually
more
start with the
guaranteed
combo.
spells, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I always start with the EW or WE, I guess.
Yeah. But think about
But yeah, that makes sense.
and also I don't know like how you and your duo communicate, but if I'm Rel, I'm like, dude, they have no flashes, and then you're like, oh, okay. If your rel hits anything, then you can hit your full combo and one-shot them, right? So think about that. You are very strong if you hit your combo. So you should play around the champions that can guarantee you your combo. So
Okay.
if you were here, I would even maybe try to like I would maybe try to poke them under a tower and dive them or something. Like and then or I would just imagine if your team just pushed this and you're sitting in this bush, then you can
Hmm.
just do the dragon for free.
Yeah.
By the time you get here and they push this wave or the next wave, then your mid laner will be back mid, and you can just do the dragon for free. If the enemy team comes, like your rel will be able to stun someone, you can one shot them.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's all the time we really have.
Yeah.
Um,
Thank you very much, man.
yeah, I hope you learned something, and
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Let's see
uh,
if I can get back to Emerald before the end of the
yeah,
season.
bro, yeah, you got it, bro. I believe. I think you're. By the way, I just want to say, like, I think you're playing the game. You're playing a lot of things correct. You know,
Hmm.
and I might have I threw a lot of things at you. Just take it one step at a time. You know, try to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
actively focusing on at least one thing every game. Maybe
Okay.
like for example, like setting up the dragons by pinging your team and buying and like recalling. I would think about that for like a few games until it becomes second nature, and then you can move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And
Okay, that makes
yeah, and so a good way to do that is like I would just sleep on it right now because it's probably late for you, right?
yeah, a little bit. A little bit.
And I'm gonna upload the video on YouTube. So if you want me to make it private, I can do that, or I can make it public.
Uh,
It's up to you.
no, yeah, you can make it public.
That's
That's okay.
sweet. All right, sweet. And but yeah, so just rewatch it when if you want when you have time. If you want to like,
For
because
sure.
you might not remember everything. But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I will need a refresher, yes.